Hello, everybody, and welcome to this session doing some tactics on chesstempo.com. Today we're doing 1800 to 1900. I hope this video finds you well. I hope that everybody's doing okay today in whatever city, whatever place, whatever time you might be in. And let's get started. Two minors, two minors, three minors. Two minors, three minors, rook. We're up the exchange. Bishop g8. Bishop g8, king g8, queen c8. Or I'm sorry, rook c8. Bishop g8, if the king goes anywhere else, if the king doesn't take, I just have bishop b2. Bishop g8, king g8. Is there anything better than rook c8? Can I win the queen? Rook here, bishop. No. Just take the rook. Yeah. Common mistakes in this position. F takes g3. No, that's not a good move. F takes g3, common mistake. Yeah. You are material up in the position, but there's just so much more to be had. Knight f3. Two minors, three minors, rook, rook. Three minors, rook, rook. Queen, queen, king, king. 2-5, 2-5. Equality. Knight f3. Ooh. After knight f3, he has to allow bishop h4 check. Any other move would lose him the queen. So knight f3, and the only move is king h2. King h2, bishop. Bishop, king here, loses the queen. So after bishop, he needs to go to knight, king, forced. Knight if king here, that's checkmate. Or, no, he's going to go to g2, and then knight e2 wins the queen. So knight, king f2, bishop, king f1. So knight f3. Oh, wait, he has king f1 immediately. Knight f3, king f1. But knight f3, king f1, bishop c4. Knight f3, king f2, bishop check, king f1, bishop c4. No matter what, I'm winning the queen. Bishop takes rook d8. That's the issue here, I suppose. Bishop takes rook d8. Knight takes e6. Pawn takes e6. Bishop takes rook f d8. This way it disallows knight takes, pawn takes, rook f8. So bishop takes rook f d8. I can win a pawn, but I don't see. I don't see more. And of course there's more. If knight e6 now, knight e6, pawn e6, rook f8, rook f8. Solo quiero que lo intenten. Knight f7, rook f7. Bishop d. I gotta make bishop d5 work somehow. I have to make it work. There's gotta be some way. Bishop d5, rook d8. There's gotta be some way to make that work. Bishop d5, rook d8. I don't see how to make it work, and this is taking too long. This was definitely not the move that I expected. Rook f d8. Definitely expected rook f d8. I thought this was the much better move here. Trying to figure out what's wrong with this. I'm sorry that it's Motherfucker, come on. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why rook fd8 is not the best defense. Clearly I'm missing something, I'm sorry. G3, rook b7, king g8, king takes g6, threatening rook b8 mate. Now rook d6, g3, rook b7, definitely loses the rook. Okay, so this just doesn't work. g3 is just not the move. Rook d6, rook d6, rook b7, king e8, rook takes g, king takes g4, rook takes d4 check. Seems natural enough. Now rook g8, rook check, king f, rook b8. I lose. Yes, I lose. Because king takes g4 and then b5. So rook here, and then after king e5, g3. King takes d6, g2, rook g5. So rook d6, king e5, rook d7. Oh, of course, I don't go there threatening checkmate. Obviously, I don't go there threatening mate. I go to e8, not g8, dumbass. What a fucking retard. What a fucking idiot I am. Yeah, g8 was not forced. Ugh, I hate that I can't draw arrows. Okay, threatening mate. g3 would be a huge mistake. Huge. Rook f2, also a huge mistake. So queen f2. Queen f2, knight h3. So it looks like the only defense is g4. Three minors, two minors, two rooks, two rooks. So he has invested a piece in this attack. Bishop, bishop takes, pawn takes. Here, knight check, king h1. I'm safe. Here, oh wait, but I lose the queen. Here, if g4, knight h3 loses the queen. So I need to save the queen and stop mate. I need to do both of those things. Now, queen f2 doesn't do it. Rook f2 doesn't save the queen. No knight moves. Queen takes g2. Rook f2, knight check loses the queen. Knight here, knight check loses the queen. I don't see a way to save. To save. That's interesting. H4, queen takes mate. So maybe the point is just not to lose my queen for free, right? To play queen f2 anyways. That way knight h3, king h1. Or what about just king h1? To stop knight h3 ever from happening. Ooh, wait. Here. King f2. King f2 would stop it. Because king h1, queen g2 mates. But king f2, queen takes g2, king e1. Now I can go back to g1. This looks super nasty. g3, queen h2, king e2, queen g3 check, king d1. He's out. He's sort of out of steam. g3, queen takes, king e1, queen takes check. Wait a second. g3, queen takes check, king e1, knight g2 loses the queen. So just repetition. Saeed Mohammed with the white pieces. Gotta go to work soon. Gotta go to work in like 10 minutes. Okay, bishop d1 would win the rook. But then I'm still down material. So instead, maybe king e6, threatening bishop e8. King e6, rook c5, bishop e8, bishop c6. Rook takes c5, pawn takes c5, bishop takes c6. Rook e6. Just trying to find any other moves. Bishop check, he doesn't have. Bishop check, he doesn't have. I'll just take. He doesn't have a rook check. Rook e1, I'll just take on f4, f5. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, bishop d1 check and mate. Oh man. Queen h6, king h6, rook h3, bishop h5. What if I do the pawn check first? Queen h6, king h6, pawn check. If king h7, rook check, king g6, rook check is mate. Queen check, king, pawn check, king h5, rook check, king g4, queen takes, king takes, rook check immediately. Wait, then do I have h5 mate? Queen takes, king takes, rook h3, or rook h2. I'm not certain yet. Queen takes, king takes, rook h3. Now bishop h5 is forced. Bishop h5, rook h5. Bishop h5, rook h5, king g6. But the bishop's not defended. Yes, the bishop is defended if I check with this rook. Okay. So queen takes, king takes, rook check. Bishop forced, rook check. King g6 forced, rook check. King back here, and then h3 mate. One more. Yeah, last one. So the question is rook g8 or I think I actually need to play king c6 here, funnily enough. King c6. And can I push for a win in that position? King c6 and king c7. King c6 and just like do waiting moves until he finally has to move his king. Right? Because one of these days he'll have to move his king and then I'll just take on a7. So king c6, king c6, g6 forced. King c7. Now if king b5, rook takes, g7, rook a8. King c6, g6 forced. King c7, not allowing him access to the b7 square. So king c7. Now king b5, rook takes, so g7. Now king c6, again. g8 promotes, only move. Rook takes g8. Bishop moves, only move. Rook a8. Bishop back to a7 forced, and king c7. The king must go to b5, and I take on a7. Khilfala Badruddin with with the black pieces, Badr Din, which means, well, Badr means moon, and Din means religion. I've never heard the name Badr Din. Badr is an Amazigh name from Morocco. I don't know, interesting name, man. Nice name. I like your name, Badr Din. Anyway, this was a nice problem. I thought it was very cute. Yep. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you enjoyed all these problems that we did. Um, I wasn't too concentrated, to be honest, which was definitely, I think it showed. But I hope that you enjoyed it all the same. I hope you learned something. And until the next time, good luck with your chess journey, everybody. Bye bye.